Again, how do I not know this already? We all have that one class that really just stumps us. That one class that we just dread going to because we just don't understand the information or can't even focus enough to even try to understand. Now, although we may have hated the class or even hated the professor, we still managed to pass. And how's that so? How could you possibly pass a class in which you left each lecture without any new knowledge other than another reason to drop it? This most likely happened because you took the time to study and learn the material on your own time. You may have had to put extra time in to fully understand those concepts, but you still passed. Although you may sit through a lecture, you may not learn the material because you just don't learn in the style in which your professor teaches. Everyone learns in their own way, and that learning style has an accommodating studying style. There's a possibility that many people learn and study in the same style, while others may not. Some people don't even know the style in which they learn the best. Either way, it's beneficial to have an understanding of your own styles of learning and studying. With the help of my research, I am prepared to discuss with you about the different styles of learning and studying to help each and every one of you grasp an understanding of your style, whether you know it or not. For some of you, when I say the word style pertaining to learning, you already have an idea of your own. For some of you, you use pictures and graphs to help understand concepts, while some of you can just go to the lecture and listen to the professor and understand the concept completely. And that's right. That is what I'm talking about. But did you know that there are actually main styles that our own styles branch from? According to the University of Massachusetts Dartmouth, there are 3 major styles of learning: visual, auditory, and tactile learning. Visual learners are those of you who like to observe things, in other words, use diagrams or pictures for learning. The University of Massachusetts Dartmouth goes on to say that visual learners use phrases such as show me, let's have a look, and best perform after reading the instructions or watching someone else do it first. Visual learners also have clear organizational patterns. An example of this would be using certain colored pens or highlighters to help outline information that they wish to study later. Visual learners also work well with lists and written directions. For some of you, hearing information may be more beneficial than seeing it. That means you're an auditory learner. Auditory learners like to transfer information through hearing rather than seeing. They'll use phrases such as, tell me, let's talk it over, and will best be able to perform a new task after listening to instructions from a professional. According to the Colorado State University website, auditory learners will benefit from word association, recording their lectures, or even recording their notes after they have taken them. While visual and auditory learners really only require paper or audio, there are some people who need more of a hands-on experience, and this is tactile learning. Tactile learners need to touch, feel, hold, or do any practical hands-on experience to fully learn a concept. According to the University of Massachusetts Dartmouth, these people will use phrases such as let me try or how do you feel, and will be best able to perform a new task by going ahead and trying it and learning as they go. Although with different learning styles there are accommodating study styles, these styles are more like tips or habits that you can learn that those who learn differently can use to their advantage when that big test is right around the corner. Now, knowing your learning style is key to learning to study. The American River College has a list of clues that you can use to find your own learning style. For visual learners, some clues are that they need to see the information, they have a good sense of color, and will have strong organizational skills. For auditory learners, some clues would be they need to hear the information, and they also have difficulty with reading information or even reading auditory or physical things from other people. For tactile learners, clues for them is they have to have a hands-on experience or have to be physically active while learning new concepts, and they also have difficulties with sitting still. Now, once you find out what your learning style is, you can then apply a certain study style or tips to your own studying habits. Now, there are many tips that I have found, and here are some. For visual learners, the Illinois State University, there's a PDF that talks about color coding, and many visual learners will use color coding when studying to help keep certain topics together. For auditory learners, they can record their lectures or record themselves and then re-listen to those to help have a better understanding. They can also use the aid of a friend to help read and talk them through their notes. Now, for tactile learners, they're a bit different, and tactile learners use both studying aids from visual and auditory, but they also have to have some physical aspect. So if they record their lectures, they can record their lectures and listen to them as they're on a walk or jog. From the Trading Co. website, Lee Burgess wrote a article talking about different ways that those who have tactile learning habits can study, and he mentioned that they need to always keep their fingers and hands moving, so using a stress ball or fidget spinner while studying will help them learn the material. The way a student learns is unique, but it's also important to know learning the correct way to study or to complete or to comprehend material is a vital way for students' success. Students can learn in varieties of ways, such as visual, auditory, and tactile. And each of these studying types has a different way to study with them. It is always important to know which way you learn and which way to study to therefore further your success. Bam, I finished.
You didn't get Alice.
Allie. Anna.